today we are going to understand what is nominal GDP. It is also called NGDP as a short form. What is nominal GDP and when it is used? So, nominal GDP is majorly used to calculate the amount of goods and services produced at a prevailing price. Prevailing price means the current price of a goods or services. For example, if the value of a Colgate or a brush is, for example, 30 or 40 rupees, that amount is considered while calculating the nominal GDP. So when this nominal GDP is used, it is used by the economist usually to compare different quarters of output within the same year. Different quarters of output within the same year. So the year is kind of bifurcated in various quarters to understand the performance of the productions of a particular company, because production kind of derives how much economic growth which is lifting up the country. So is it important for economic growth? Well, if you consider nominal GDP, which kind of comes in the prevailing prices, which kind of consists the prevailing prices, it cannot be much more of the importance because it gives you the current scenario. So it is not much of the important for economic growth or the calculation, because any of the economist or the statistician would calculate the real GDP. So always real GDP is preferred to compare or to know about the outputs and the prices. The second reason can be the second reason for choosing real GDP over nominal GDP is that in nominal GDP we cannot actually understand why the reason behind the rise in nominal GDP, because the nominal GDP rises because of the inflation, because of the rise in prices of the products and services, or it can also be because of the production as well. So we cannot identify the nominal GDP, the reason behind the nominal GDP growth. So here I have written that is it important for economic growth? So not really, because the increase and decrease in the nominal GDP can be due to the increase in the prices of goods and services. NGDP calculations sometimes can be misleading. Misleading is misleading. The reason behind being misleading of nominal GDP is that if the nominal GDP is rising, for instance, if the rate of a GDP or the percent of the GDP rises, people assume, or there is this assumption, that the production is increasing. But it's always not the case. Okay? When the nominal GDP is concerned, we are bound to think of the two situations: either the prices of the goods and services has been rising, or the production has been rising. But in nominal GDP case, it's always the inflation which is directly affecting the nominal GDP. So it is possible that nominal GDP is higher even if the production is lower. So even if the production is lower, it shows the nominal GDP is higher. So it is clearly a misleading scenario on the basis we cannot consider it as a path to understand the economic growth. So does the fluctuation in the NGDP affect the consumer? Well, as I said, NGDP is kind of really proportional to the inflation. So as inflation kind of directly affects the consumer's life, so why not the fluctuations in the nominal GDP, which kind of indirectly is proportional to the inflation, would be affected? So the consumers, yes, do affect the by the rise and fall in the NGDP, because whenever the NGDP rises, there is directly the economists, the statisticians directly turn to know what the inflation is, and accordingly they kind of calculate the NGDP, and that's how the NGDP is measured. So here I have written is that yes, because NGDP is measured on current prices, growing NGDP is a signal of increasing inflation. So the inflation in short is basically a reflection of too much money chasing too few products. Explaining the inflation in short, uh, too much money, that means there is too much liquidity in the market, and the prices of the goods are rising. So even if people have money in their hands, simultaneously the prices of the products in the market are rising. So neither the consumer is able to afford the products, or neither the demand for these products is rising. So that turns out to be the inflation. And when there is a liquidity in the market, when there is a liquidity in the country, the value of money falls. So the value of money falls. Moving forward, the effects of nominal GDP on investments. So while making an investment in stocks or the mutual funds, is it necessary to consider nominal GDP, the rate of nominal GDP? Well, I would say no, but indirectly there is a possibility of considering nominal GDP while making an investments, because as I said, increase in inflation is equal to rise in the rate of nominal GDP. So inflation affects the real return. Real return means the return which is expected by an investors on his investments. So the real return on the investments. For example, an investor invests his money in various assets like stocks, mutual funds, fixed income, goods, etc. So the inflation is rising, or the nominal GDP is rising, it will affect the return on investment, that is the ROI, return on investment. Okay, so whenever the investor invests in a particular stock or a mutual fund, he will calculate his return in this manner. When he make an investment in a particular company, after studying the whole portfolio of a company, the expected return by the investor is this minus the current inflation rate. The inflation rate which is going on right now will be subtracted, and then he will get his ROI. ROI means return on investments. So usually this deduction or the subtraction is done by the company or the brokers or the agents to give the knowledge about the return on investment. Now to calculate nominal GDP, there are two ways. These are two basic ways actually. This is kind of a textual concept which isn't used for actually investing, but it is used to understand the GDP of of country's GDP. So this is the expenditure approach. Expenditure approach means all these are the addition of the expenses. Okay, all these are the addition of the expenses. So there is consumer spending. The consumer spending means like us, the individuals spend every day, or individuals spend in a year, or in a certain period of time. Investments, that means the investment, how much money is floating in the market and etc. Government spending also considers the government infrastructure, subsidies. So I'll just write it down here: government subsidies, the money spent on infrastructure, etc. And this is the net export. Net export means, so net export means export minus import. So the country, how much the country exports and how much the country imports. So the exports of a country is kind of a profit and the revenue for a country, but the goods imported by a country is an expense that will be deducted from the export, the revenue which we have earned. And the second way to calculate NGDP is by GDP deflator approach. So the nominal GDP is equal to real GDP into GDP deflator. So the real GDP, I will be explaining the detailed real GDP in my next video. So the real GDP here is only the quantity output, because even real GDP kind of considers the increase in prices or the increase in production simultaneously. But in real GDP we can actually bifurcate, we can actually kind of divide those outputs and the increase in prices and just get the total production percentage to understand the economic growth, and it's multiplied by GDP deflator. Now this term is kind of new for you. So the GDP deflator, it is kind of a tracker that kind of track the prices, the money value, kind of tracks the money value of a country's economy over a period of time. In short, it can be said as, for example, in 1990, in the year 1990, the money value of 1 lakh rupees was considered to be like a huge amount. Okay, but as the year starts increasing, etc., or we can just say here, just to save time, in 2015 or something, the same 1 lakh rupees money value is considered to be as 50,000 or 40,000 or something. So here we say that there is a diminishing rate in the money value. Okay, so at what rate this money, the value of money is diminishing? At what rate? So at what rate the value of money is diminishing is what a GDP deflator tracks. Okay, so the GDP deflator, to calculate GDP deflator is also the there is other calculation. I will be making the video of GDP deflator as well. So just in case, just to know that GDP deflator now kind of consider a base year, a base year where the nominal GDP is equal to the real GDP. That means it kind of considers a neutral rate of the production where the nominal GDP and the real GDP were kind of equal to compare the current economic situation or the current output or the production, etc. So I hope you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe.